Uh,
Hello, Omar.
hello, hello.
So great to be back talking to you.
Yeah, no, likewise. Thank you so much for meeting me. I don't even know what to say. I have so much gratitude
Thank you. Well, it's been
for
just
you.
over a week, right?
I think so. Yeah, something.
Yeah, about 10 days.
It's felt like a year. It's been very intense. Yeah.
Mm, okay, so what do you notice different? It's a big question.
Uh, I mean, I think that what do I notice? So I think that it's just a bit personal, but just personally in my own journey of whatever spiritual, uh, looking for spirituality or trying to learn spiritual principles or whatever. Um, I was always a part of a very traditional structure, and so it emphasizes a lot keeping precepts and having ethical behavior and virtue and all of these things. And I have a
Mhm,
lot of respect for that, like that hasn't changed. But I think that in my, well, of course, I'm not perfect. I'm a human being. And I've struggled my whole life with certain behaviors that I know they're negative and I know it's something I shouldn't be doing. Uh, but no matter how hard I try to stop doing it, I always come back to it again, and this has been a source of deep frustration for me.
mhm,
And so of course, like in my kind of spiritual being part of this spiritual system, it was like I felt doubly bad because I had this ideal that I was supposed to be living up to. Like for me, being spiritual meant that you are in a certain kind of way, and I felt so terrible. I was like, I wish I could be just a moral, good person and behave in these ways, but instead I'm doing these other things. And I would really, really, really beat myself
oh,
up for it. Like really, no, but like very badly. I just
ouch.
lived in complete guilt. Yeah, yeah, I know. Uh, and so And it's like my whole life has been just this kind of struggling, just struggling against these things and
Mhm,
feeling very righteous that I'm trying to fight and trying to get better, but always not getting better. And so in a way, I feel like after I started talking with you, and even before that, when I started investigating this non-self thing and feeling like I saw some things about it or some things clicked. It's been very interesting because in a way like this, the the energy that drives the behavior, in a way that like the habit energy is still there.
mhm, mhm,
So, but I kind of just gave up on like trying to control it.
mhm,
And
mhm,
so like all of these things have been arising, like, and I will do like I will still and I don't feel good about this, but I will do these things and that I don't feel good about. But it's like at the same time, it's like nothing really sticks anymore. Like I just do something and then I'm not saying I would still wish I didn't do it, because I still wish I don't I'm a moral good person. But I will do something that I feel bad about. But then afterwards it's like uh, it just even like there's been like times when I kind of get a bit lost and I would feel really depressed because my other pattern has been that I get really, really depressed. Like I will do something and then I'll really beat myself over and then I would just feel like I'm the worst person in the world and I'm so bad and I just lay in my bed, really bad. And so like the other day, I was like really just like going into this narrative, like this narrative was kind of really capturing me again. And then I just looked at it and I said like, but wait a minute, where is that self that is so bad? It's like, oh yeah, this is just a story. Like it's really just a story. And I just like snapped out of it and then I just carried on with my days. Like, okay, if there's no self that is so bad, then I'm literally just creating a story. Like I can believe I'm a bad self and so on, but it's just a story. So, and similarly with the behaviors, and then what I've noticed is that all of these insights have started coming because like I just realized I had always like so much self-hatred, and I remember like things from my childhood, like that I remember like things that happened in my childhood or whatever that then made me feel like I'm not, there's something wrong with me or something. And then I start to see like, okay, I grew up believing this very deeply that there's something wrong with me. And so what I do and as an adult is that I will do things that will confirm this image. I'm a bad person. I'm not, there's something wrong with me. So then I will kind of do the, but it's not like I'm psychoanalyzing myself or something. It's just like I
Hmm.
just see it very clearly.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, like it's so interesting. Like I feel like and it's but it's been very intense. Uh uh I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. In a way, I feel like yes, there is no self, but at the same time, it's like you can only work with what is there, right? Like with the like it's also not magic, right? Like you,
Oh
I don't
no,
know.
it's not magic. I mean, when you see that it's happening by itself, it's no magic.
Yeah, I still think I'm not. I still think there's a lot of self arising. Like
Sure.
I see it.
Yeah, yeah.
I,
Yeah, but now you
I
see it.
a little bit more, yes. I think a little
Hmm.
bit more, yes. Uh,
Yeah, of course. Imagine there is a soap bubble, big bubble, and you take a needle and you pierce a tiny little hole in that bubble. Just touch it. Yeah? The needle touches it, and then the tiny little hole is made, right? And then that hole just starts opening, 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 opening very fast. We don't see it, but if you watch some videos of bubbles exploding in slow motion, you'll see how that hole is getting bigger, 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 and then the whole thing collapses. So that
yeah,
initial touch, initial first seeing is just a tiny little hole like this. But
yeah,
then you start seeing more and more and more and more and more, and then, but it takes time, you know. It's slow. It goes on in slow motion, day by day.
yeah. I definitely see a lot of things that are shifting, but it also takes time. And as you said, I feel like all this stuff that was there, it it won't just disappear. So it has
Yeah,
to come out.
yeah. You see it, it leaves.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that I've been finding. I just realized like how much of my spiritual journey or whatever was about just wishing I will get to this perfect state where I will be okay. And I'm like also this thing I saw, one of the I've seen some like it's been a lot
Mhm.
of things,
Mhm.
but one of the things that was very clear to me is that I was always operating in this way. Like I would do something or whatever, and then I would think like, oh man, this is really bad, but tomorrow or when I become a monk or when I do this, then I'll be perfectly okay. And then it's like, uh, and then I kind of just saw it very clearly. And then instead, I've been just having like so much acceptance for what, what is, I don't want to say how I am because there's no I, but whatever is here now,
Mhm.
like in the process and even the bad, horrible things, the cowardice and the whatever, all of it is just, yeah, it's just like, I've been, this is another thing that I've been kind of trying to consciously do, but I've been just, yeah, like finding so much acceptance for just, wow, and just like realizing like how much in the past, how much violence I was doing to myself, or like how much I was just like telling parts of myself or the organism
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, but parts
Yeah.
of
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you're not okay, you're not okay, you're not okay, you're bad, you should be different, and how much I was operating through this.
Yeah.
And I feel like now this is slowly uh, releasing. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hear it. Because when we were little kids, when we were born into this human family, we were domesticated. We were wild humans. And then we got domesticated. And then
Yes,
they gave us whips and said, okay, now you carry on domesticating yourself.
yes,
And this is how we do it. And we didn't know any
yeah,
better. So we learned to beat ourselves with guilt and shame and self hatred and punishment
yeah,
because they told us there is something wrong with you. Maybe you are feeling too much, or
yeah,
maybe you're crying too loud, or maybe you shouldn't be asking for so much attention. I don't know. All these things happened.
yeah,
But we are
yeah,
perfectly human, messy, messy humans.
yeah,
And our experience includes it all. The highest high, the lowest low, no in between.
yeah,
And here we are with all these parts, shadows, things that we don't want to
yeah,
see and suppress and get depressed because they're here. But self acceptance starts with you. It's here. Like,
yeah,
yes, I am like that. True. So what? So
yeah.
let's just for a minute or two, let's honor this human that didn't know any better. I was trying so hard to become perfect, but it's always going to be messy. So it's okay. So that perfect state is acceptance of all of it. That perfect state is being okay with yourself, feeling comfortable in your own skin, in your own mind, with your own emotion. That's the perfect state. Like not fighting with experience, and mind is not fighting itself, and everything is free to come and go. Like everything up till now led you here. Cannot be wrong.
I feel like it doesn't even make sense to talk about right and wrong like, because it's just how it is, right?
And you know what's amazing about this human thing, about this alive human thing? That it can heal. Let's say you cut your finger, and a few days later you see that it healed. You didn't do anything. It healed.
It's true, I didn't do anything.
Yeah, okay, maybe it was uncomfortable while it was healing, but few days later, it's gone. Now imagine this human system or the mind has got all these beliefs about how you should be, how life is, what God is, how everything needs to look. And it's just like a very sensitive emotional body full of arrows. Somebody just shot 1,000 arrows and they are stuck in there. And it hurts so much. Right? And it cannot heal like that while the arrows are still here. Mm-hmm. So, living everyday life, you notice what comes up, what belief comes up, what hurts. And by that noticing, kind of the arrow is out, take it out, and that place heals itself. Like looking at all these beliefs, knowing that they hurt because they are lies. They are lies, they're not truth. That's why they hurt. And by recognizing these beliefs, they can drop. And then the system, the body, the mind, the emotions, everything heals by itself. Okay, so let's do one thing now.
Okay.
Right. You can close your eyes.
Okay.
Just relax, take a few breaths. And let's acknowledge that there is this physical body. There are emotions. There are thoughts and images. And there is a sense of spirituality. Okay? So let's invite all these systems, in whichever way they appear to you, all these systems to self-adjust, self-liberate, clean itself, clear itself. Like you have full permission to come back to a natural state. Full permission to let go of what is no longer working, needed, helpful, necessary, what's in the way, what's old, what's done its job. Everything can just be dropped. And whatever is needed, helpful, can come and stay in its right place, right size, right function. So all the systems are invited right now to self-liberate. Come back to the natural state. Realign, recalibrate, optimize, ground. Just take a few deeper breaths. Already happening. Nothing to do. Just notice whatever is going on. That's the process. Things are moving. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. When you see something comes up, you know it's leaving, or you know it's coming into the right place. Just keep breathing. And let's just in case it needs it, just in case, say, okay, system, okay, keep self-cleaning, self-purifying, self-releasing, self-liberating on automatic. Have full permission to continuously self-adjust. So everything is in the right place, in the right function, and it feels comfortable. It feels ordinary. It feels right. It feels simple. It feels open and free. And you don't even need courage for that because it's all done for you. And so be it. Take your time. You don't need to talk. Take your time. Just watch whatever is happening as much as it needs your attention. It's okay. How are you doing?
Good. I really like this exercise.
See, I never know what comes up. When it happens spontaneously.
Yeah. I'm just curious how it's gonna go in the next few days and weeks and months.
You know what?
I
The
really
first year is the most interesting.
Oh my God. Great.
It just gets weirder and weirder and stranger, and you think, who writes the scripts?
Yeah, I feel like I just begun to look on the surface.
Yeah, but it's a start.
But yeah, I'm grateful that all of these things are getting cleaned out.
Yeah. I'll share something with you that for me, okay, there was this seeing that happened. But then the next significant thing was to learn by practicing, to say yes to whatever is arising. In a way, like, okay, there's anger or hatred or some horrible emotion that shows up rather than, oh no, not this again. You go like, yay, oh, it's ready. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Oh, it's so good. That means it's ready to leave. Yeah, by practicing. And in the beginning, it was a lot that I wanted to say, that I wanted to come in. And it felt intense. And it felt like a week is like a year or a month. But once you see the result that it actually works, then it gets exciting. It's like, okay, come. Can't wait. What's next?
Yeah, I mean, I can already see so many things have shifted, even though I'm just getting started.
Yeah. So imagine all these contractions that are being held. What they want is to open up naturally. It's natural. Everything wants to come back to right, good state. And it may take weeks, months, years. Who cares?
Mm.
But you notice that when something is released or healed or belief drops away, there is more space. There's more space. It's quieter in the system. And the fun part is that you can see the change while looking back how it used to be, what it was like a month ago, what it was like 3 months ago, how life looked like a year ago. And then you see like, whoa, it's so different. Because in the moment you don't see the change. We are here just talking. How do we know what's changing or what's dropping away or healing or whatever word you want to use? But then you live a few days and you notice like, oh, that's no longer showing up. Oh, I see this differently. Oh, I never noticed that before. That's when you know that something is shifting. And my biggest advice in this stage is hold on to nothing. Like everything can come up for questioning, everything can be let go of, everything can release itself. Because if it's true, it stays. If it's not true, you don't want it. You know? If it's true, it stays. It doesn't matter you hold on to it or not, it's here. If it's not true, if it's a lie, if it's some belief that was in a way, you're not going to miss it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even the precious ones, the most precious ones are the most difficult to let go.
I have a lot of very precious beliefs.
Yeah. Like everything can go, but not this one. Oh yeah, that's the one that needs to go first because it leaves the most space.
Yeah, I need a bit more time with that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you may notice that there will be lots of thoughts coming up. This should be this should be, or this shouldn't be. There is a way to help to clear this because this is the biggest problem for the system. Expectations of how life should be, or how I should be, or how others should be. It's just such a burden to carry all these shoulds and shouldn't. And there is a way to help to unload all these shoulds and shouldn't.
What is?
See, they run unconsciously. You don't even
Yeah.
notice. Yeah. But
Yeah.
if you just sit down, take a piece of paper and a pen, and you write them down, just look for them. You become aware of them. Next time they come up, you notice. But you don't write just 5 of them, shouldn't. Just go through every area of your life. Like do the inventory. What shouldn't you carry? And it's really liberating exercise. Because when you see them out on the paper, they are not trapped in you. They're visible. They can't keep you hostage anymore.
Thank you, Ilona.
Okay. And another thing, be very kind to yourself. See if you can be kind to yourself. And what I mean by that, things arise. It's intense. Sometimes it's horrible. Give yourself a hug. It's okay. It's tough. I know. It's okay. You're doing great. And the heaviness will pass. It cannot do anything else but pass. Yeah, I know this stage is intense.
Yeah,
It
it's
can
been
be.
pretty
It can be like really blissful, and that is intense too. Like you can get really high, and that is intense because you're no longer grounded. And it can also be like purging. Everything wants to leave like a bomb exploding. It takes a few days, a week, but it's quicker.
Yeah.
It's just maybe uglier, or it's more difficult for the body. But it doesn't matter because once the arrows are taken out, and the main arrow is this illusion of separation, or me, the doer, me, the controller. Once that is out, the only way is to heal.
I don't know about, like, I still feel that a lot of the times there's still this sense of me controlling life.
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't really looked at it much, honestly, this week. I wasn't very, the previous weeks I was diligently investigating and working out. This week I just kind of let everything go.
Mhm.
I just didn't even think about it.
Mhm.
But
See, everything. Okay, imagine this. There is you have a deck of cards and you build a castle of cards. It's a big castle, many decks. You know, the cards, playing cards. You make a house and then you pull the bottom one out, and some of that castle will collapse. Not everything, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So what I mean, you pull the main belief out, there is collapsing happening. And then there are other cards that need to be pulled out for the collapsing to continue, meaning the belief system is completely reorganizing itself and the body is rewiring as well at the same time. So, yes, this sense of self comes up, but then at some level, there is knowing that it's not me, it's not mine, it's not what I am. It's coming up to be seen.
Yeah, but I don't know how deep my knowing goes.
Oh, of course, no. It's just been a week or so, 10 days.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
How deep it goes? Wait 10 years until now.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes it's so subtle, but it's like a deep, deep earthquake that shakes everything up. And everything changes. Yeah. And when the doubt comes up, great. Again, you say, yay, thank you for coming. Let's look at you. What are you saying? What is this doubt saying? And just check with it. Just check.
Yeah. Yeah, I look forward to it. I don't know, to life. Ay,
But see, when you know, you know. You don't need anyone else to tell you. You know what you see.
yeah. I mean, I know I've definitely very precise insights that have felt meaningful and that have, as you can see, shaken a lot of things.
Yeah.
Um, it's just, so for sure, I can say there is some shifting happening, and my perspective is changing, and a lot of beliefs are being questioned, and my I don't know, the sense of there not being a self, I feel like it's becoming more and more clear, but um, I don't dare to say that I have seen it completely or something.
Yeah, yeah. That's quite all right. That's quite all
Okay.
right. Absolutely. Takes time to settle in.
Okay.
As I say, you can only see the change when you look back, but you can never believe fully that the self is controlling the life or is separate from life. Or there is something inside the body, like a person.
Yeah.
Do you believe that? Just checking.
I don't know. Uh,
Well, the answer is not like, yes, I believe that for sure. You see?
uh, but I also don't uh, feel that everything is just happening like part of nature. At least
Mm.
not all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so maybe unconsciously, there's still, like in everyday life, there's still a lot of patterns, thought patterns, and behavior patterns and emotional patterns that
Yeah, yeah.
are running on this assumption that there is a self. And yes, I feel like I'm seeing them now,
Huh?
more and more. But yeah, I don't know. I think I need to wait some time
Sure.
for all of this to settle before I can really say anything, because right now I feel like I'm in the middle of the earthquake, so
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Can I ask you, is the earthquake happening by itself or are you doing it?
Uh, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. No, I'm. If anything, I'm just getting out of the way
Aha.
more and more, or getting that self view out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't worry. It all settles. Everything starts making more and more sense. Like
Yeah,
if you take some books that you used to read and you can see that maybe you were reading from a seeker's point of view, but you take the book and
yeah,
every word makes perfect sense. So you're not
Yeah.
reading it from a seeker's point of view anymore. You're reading from
Yeah,
some
that's
other
happened to me
space.
already.
It happened.
Yeah. Yeah, it happened to me already. I was reading a book that is very in our tradition, it's like very sacred. Everybody studies it and so on. And I studied it when I was a few years ago, and it was always like, wow, really trying to understand this very deep things and talking about it with other people. And now I read it and it's like, oh, it's so simple. It's just saying this. Like, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice confirmation. When these books that didn't make sense start suddenly be very clear and simple.
Yeah. Yeah. There's others that still don't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when you come to the first grade at school, you can't pass the exams of like university degree.
Well, at least I was admitted into first grade, maybe.
Yay!
At least I'm in school now.
I'm in school
Maybe.
too. I can't wait for the masters. Maybe I'm in that third grade now. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. No, but it's good. It's good
Mm.
being in first grade.
Mm. Okay. Okay. So
Uh,
we can check in,
yeah,
get in touch
yeah.
again and see where you're at.
Yeah, as I said, I think I need some time, and then later if something comes up or I have something to discuss with you, I can let you know.
Sure.
But it's always very grounding and very good talking with you.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you for watching. If you like this, press like, comment, ask questions. If you want to be guided like this, you can also send me a message. We can arrange some time. I mean, if you want to share your process with other people that are watching and listening to help them on their journey, yeah, I would really appreciate that. And see you next time. Bye for now.